Hi guys, how you doing? It is Victoria Player here of victoriaplayer.com, helping women entrepreneurs, particularly coaches and consultants, to confidently step into their spotlight and create a unique, rewarding and thriving business doing what they love. Good morning to you. Welcome to episode number 15 of the Inspired to Greatness show. It is the early morning here in Thailand. I'm sure it is late at night where you are, but I was inspired to jump on, so thought, you know what, you can listen to the replay if it is too late for you. And on that note, let me hear from you. Where are you listening in from? Which part of the UK? Which part of the world? Drop in the comments below. If you are listening to the replay, then drop replay in the comments below. And if you are new to this broadcast or to this group in general, please drop new in the comments below. I love to hear from you, and I will be coming back to answer, to respond to all your comments. So today I've got a super exciting topic, and it was very much inspired by a message someone sent to me yesterday. So I wanted to cover this topic of how to network like a pro and how to add thousands of pounds to your business every single month by using networking. But first of all, I want to speak about the value of networking. I want to debunk some myths about networking that I hear around the way all of the time. And also I'm going to share with you some tips to help you get started. So smash those heart buttons, smash the like buttons, comment below, ask any questions you like in the comments about networking, and I'll answer them on an upcoming live. So I hope you can hear me okay. Drop in the comments, let me know that you can hear me. And let's get into this, how to network like a pro. So first, let's look at the value of networking. And I feel this is an important thing to talk about because I think a lot of people, I hear a lot of people say, you know what, I go to networking all the time and nothing happens and I never get any clients and I never make any money. And so I really want to reposition that for you. Networking can be super profitable, and the reason for that is because all business is done based upon relationships. We, and especially as women, we buy from people we know, like, and trust. And so when you show up to networking, people get to see you, they get to see your body language, they get to hear your sense of humor and all the little foibles that make you you. And these are the things that are going to help people make a buying decision and choose you over somebody that may be a competitor. And you've got to remember, this isn't just about showing up once, it's about showing up regularly. I always say attracting clients is like making friends. How do you take someone from being an acquaintance to being your best friend? Well, you do that by meeting up with them regularly, by talking to them regularly. Your friend, your best friend, went from being standard friend to best friend because you spoke to that person more often. And client attraction is exactly the same. Success in networking is exactly the same. So this isn't a case of just showing up to one networking event and expecting a miracle, because if you are, that's why it's not working for you. The other thing is when you come to networking events from a position of service, when you give before you ask, then again, that speeds up the relationship building process, but also it's an opportunity to position you as an authority. If you hear someone has got something going on that you can help them with, then be giving of your time. Share a few tips, show that you are helpful. This helps you become more likable to begin with, but it also positions you as an authority. It gives people a sample of what it would be like to work with you. And the other thing you've got to remember, when you've got a system, hi, I see someone's actually joining me. I wasn't expecting it at this time of night. So who is that? I can't see any comments or who it is, but pop in the comments below. Thanks for joining me. The other thing is when you have a specific process for using networking with intention. And what I mean by that, it's not a case of just showing up and relying upon wish and hope as a strategy for success. When you're going there and you have a process and an intention to move conversations naturally flowing towards clients, then it can be super profitable for you, whether it's online or offline networking. I'll admit I haven't done any networking for about 8 or 9 months. However, before that I was going networking every week, and in a matter of a year I must have made over £15,000 from networking alone. And that is definitely true of my clients as well. This is one of the things I work with my clients on in the beginning, because it's the fastest, most direct route to attract clients into your business. So, networking when done correctly can be super, super profitable, because not only can everyone you meet become a client, but they also know people who could become a client. It's that 6 degrees of separation. So if you've been telling yourself that networking doesn't work, then think again and keep listening, because I'm going to share with you how to make it more profitable. But before we do that, I want to debunk some myths about networking and investing for networking. And this came off the back of a message that someone sent to me yesterday, because many of you know, a couple of days ago I hosted my Inspired to Greatness virtual coffee and connections meetup, which is virtual networking, which actually went down a storm. Everyone's already been booking and inviting other people, so I'm very delighted that it worked for people. But someone was asking me about the £10 investment for the Inspired to Greatness virtual coffee and connections, and what she was actually going to get for that £10. And this is a question, such a valid question, and a question I hear a lot from people around the value of networking. Before I came traveling, I used to hear people at networking events say, oh, I've been to that networking event, but it's very expensive. I really can't afford to go there. And my thought is, how can you afford not to? When somebody says they can't afford to invest in networking, that tells me that they're not willing to invest in their success. They're not willing to invest in their business, or they're going and they don't have a strategy to make networking profitable for them. Because, if you're thinking of investing £10, you've got to think what the return on that investment can be in terms of the clients you may enroll for that. Now, one of the things I have discovered over my 11 years of business is that the investment reflects the quality of the connection. So, my Inspired to Greatness meetup is just £10. Very minimal amount, but a lot of people may even consider that to be expensive. But listen to this. You will find, if you are someone who has been telling yourself, I don't know where to find clients who will pay me my worth, I don't know where to find clients who will pay X, Y, and Z amount, then it starts with the networking, because you get what you pay for. I've noticed when I have paid to network at a high level, either for standard networking events or to go to paid events, and I'm going there also with the intention of networking, knowing that because I've invested hundreds of pounds to be there, I know that the people that are going to be there are also invested in their success. These are people, by the very nature of them being at that event, are demonstrating that they understand the value of investing in themselves. So if you're looking for clients who will pay you your worth, then be willing to invest to attend events that will allow you to rub shoulders with people at that level. Okay? So the investment reflects the quality of connections. Also, you get what you pay for, as I said, but you've also got to consider the outlay for the host, whether that's, the cost of the room hire, tea and coffee. In my case, with the virtual gathering. It's about running paying for the software to facilitate a virtual networking event. Not to mention the time and energy that is invested via the host in terms of, putting it all together, creating the web pages for it, the promotional pages on social media, and then also the time invested every month to promote the event, to make sure there are bums on seats, because those people don't just attend by magic. It takes work on the host part. So these are all things to consider when investing in a networking event, and this is what you are paying for. So let's get on to some of the tips so that you can maximize your time when you're networking, whether it's online or offline, and really start to have networking be profitable for you. Now, let me just be clear. There's a difference between prospecting and networking. So, some people are great at prospecting. This is something I do all of the time. I can create relationships from nothing. This is what you call prospecting. It's about reaching out to people, building relationships one person at a time, because as we said, business is done based upon relationships. However, a lot of people feel uncomfortable about the idea of prospecting because it requires that you're you have to be confident enough to reach out to people that you've never spoken to, who aren't expecting you to reach out to them. And a lot of people feel a little bit nervous about that. And, if you're not confident about what you're saying, or if you're one of these people who worries about being pushy or salesy, then you may not have tried prospecting, although it is one of the fastest ways to fill your business. So this is where networking can work, because somebody else is gathering the people for you, and the people who do attend networking are basically volunteering to say, yes, I'm willing and open to have people speak to me about business. That's the whole premise of networking. And so when you attend, the first step for your success, for you to network like a pro, is to not be passive about networking. Go with intention. Go not relying upon wish and hope. Go thinking about what you want to get out of the networking event, how many connections, what you want to make, what you're looking for, what energy you're coming with. Oh, I've got an update come up. Be intentional. Be certain that you're going to go there and speak to lots of people. Be your best self and put your best foot forward, and be willing to speak openly about your business and ask people about theirs. That is the key. Don't be passive. Go with intention. The second step is to attend a minimum of one networking event every single week. Now, this is another area that I see is killing women in business. They're saying, but I don't know where to find clients. Well, clients are all around you everywhere, but you have to go out and get in front of them. So as a bare minimum, you should be attending one a week. Ideally, if you're new in business or if you don't have all the clients you need, then you should be attending more than one, 2, maybe 3. There's times in my business when I've really been amping things up and I've literally been out to a networking event every day. Then there is never a shortage of leads. There is never a mindset of lack, just one of abundance. And so that's the second step. That's what I would recommend there. The third step is to remember that energy is everything. How you show up and the sort of energy you're putting out is what will make you memorable. There's no point in staying all quiet. And I understand you may be shy, but, business is not about being shy. If you're shy, then perhaps business isn't the right thing for you. This is about shining your light and being able to talk to people about what you do and ask them about what they do. So, be memorable. put your best foot forward, have some presence, be willing to make those first connections. And actually, let me just scroll down on my notes. That is step number number 4 actually, is centered around your appearance. When I used to do in-person networking, I was amazed at the way people would show up. It's like they just showed up at the last minute, having not put any thought into the way they look. Many looked as though they'd just come in from a dog walk, hair all over the place, as though they'd never even put a comb through their hair that morning. Now, let me tell you, this is business. Now, I'm not an advocate of being all suited up and all stiff upper lip. No. Be your own, be an expression of you, but be the best version of you. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything, especially in business. And if you've clearly put no effort into your appearance, then that sort of speaks very loudly about how you're going to show up in your business. It's not going to instill buying confidence in people, because they're going to think, well, she hasn't even bothered putting a comb through her hair. Is she going to be bothered to invest in me? Probably not. So appearance is everything, and whether we like it or not, people make an instantaneous judgment about the way we look. So, your appearance, your energy, the whole piece is what makes you memorable. It's what makes you unique in the marketplace, because, there is only one of you. So show up as the best version of you. Step number 5 is to have a clear, short and concise introduction about your business, so that if people are going around the room and you're asked to introduce yourself, then you can do that in a very clear, concise way, a way that is memorable. The mistake I see people making is they start to blabber on, they start to talk about the ins and outs of how they work, and to be honest, a potential client isn't interested in that. What they want to know is what's in it for me. In every moment they're thinking, they've got a mental checklist thinking, does this apply to me? Check. Does this apply to me? Check. And if the way you're communicating in your introduction isn't ticking those boxes for people in the right way, in a way that's short and concise, they will just sort of filter you out. And once you're filtered out as not being relevant, it is very difficult to get back onto their radar. So, keep it focused on benefits, how you serve people, what you do, and keep it short and concise, because as soon as you start to get too wordy, people lose interest and start to think about what they're doing with the rest of their day. Step number 6 is to be the first to introduce yourself. Whether you're shy or not, be willing to hold your hand out and say, hi, I'm Victoria, we've not met before, or hi, I'm Sarah, we've not met before. What do you do? It's a great icebreaker. If you're not sure what to say, just say that, and most people will be delighted that you were the one to take the first step. So just remember that phrase, hi, my name is ... nice to meet you, I don't think we've met before, what is it you do? Okay, and that will get the conversation started and people will be very grateful. Number 7 is to be intentional in your conversation. So again, this isn't about showing up and just having a general chit chat. I mean, there's a place for that, because business is done based upon relationships, but you want to be having an authentic, natural flowing conversation, but doing it with intention. So one of the things I teach my clients is how to ask specific questions and just drop them naturally into the conversation to help you see, is this someone who could be a potential client for me? Is this someone who I could help? So you're intentionally guiding the conversation in a way that's very natural, very flowing, very effortless, and not pushing salesy and not icky and not like, whoa, she's trying to push her business on me. So you're just dropping little cherries of my update keeps coming up. dropping little cherries of, seeds of information to help you hear, this is someone I can help. And then, of course, knowing how to then guide that conversation further so that people come further into your world and have them agree to a deeper conversation, which so that you can find out whether there's potential in you working together. Okay, and the eighth step is to remember that the fortune is in the follow-up. People buy from those that they know, like, and trust. This is about staying connected with people and reminding them that you are in business, that you are a nice, happy, friendly person, that they like you, and that they are available, that you are available to work with them at the point that they are ready to buy. Because I'll tell you now, it takes anywhere between 7 or 10 connections in order for someone to make a decision to work with you. So my question is to you, how often are you staying in touch with people in order to make that your reality? Because if you don't have all the clients you need, then this is likely to be one of the things that's missing. Now, there's lots of different ways of following up, and I can speak about that more in upcoming Facebook Lives. But that is an essential part of your business success and how to network like a pro and add thousands of pounds to your bottom line every single month. So I hope you enjoyed this today. If you have any questions about networking or anything else to give me ideas of what to speak about in upcoming Facebook Lives and Inspire Integration shows, then do drop them in the comments below. So I look forward to connecting with you on the next Inspire to Greatness show. This is, we've got a note coming up. This is Victoria Player signing out. Take care. Thanks for listening in. Bye for now.